Because it'll take, there's a delay.
We can refresh this.
Well, it's like a 2-minute delay between streaming here and what you see.
We did bump it a bit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Hopefully that works. If not, then whatever. It is what it is.
so on the, it should be getting the feed, and then the after plays will be in HD. Why are she not on record?
All right. Good morning, everybody, or good evening, everybody. Tonight, our first matchup here is the Yetis going up against the mashup team, Dream Team here tonight. Starting off with the rosters here, 206 designated hit her, 27 Ollie Ollie, number 3 Metalhead, 34 Frog Siren, 360 Zondu, 42 Mercenary, 420 Stevie Hits, 515 Slam, 97 Sharkbait, 100 Champagne, 625 Betty Knocker, 696 Heart Eater, 79 Salmonella, number 8 Soph, 888 is Punchy Brewster, number 51 is Stranger, that's our captain for today, and 182 is Kazam. That's our roster here for the mashup team. All right, we're going to run down that. All right, we're going to run through the Yetis roster here. Number 128, Generation Rex, is your captain for the Yetis. Number 13, Rainbow Fight. Number 16, Bombastic. Number 18, Squirrel Ella. 23 is Bruiser. 31, Great Brawl of China. 318, Trainwreck. 32, Hijinks. 33, Kilodendron. 509, Baby Ghoul. 611, Crumple Stillskin. 62, Snarky Sharky. 768, Hot Mess, and 95, Brawly Parton, coached tonight by Loco. Both teams going to be sending out their first lineups onto the track, going to get set up here for Jam 1. All right, Jam 1 starting off here. Generation Rex for Lilac City facing off against Salmonella for the mashup team here. Both jammers getting hit out on that inside line. Fighting up to get recycled on the track again. On that outside, Salmonella gets through, lead going to the mashup team. Rex now in the back portion of this pack, takes off that star, looks for some offense, trying to get by. Does a star pass now. Salmonella getting through the pack during all of that confusion. 4 points on the board for the mashup team. Salmonella going around the outside line, calling off the jam. 4 more points awarded. 8 on the jam for Salmonella there, Jam 1. It's like 1 point was awarded after that star pass had occurred on that Jam 1. Jam 2 underway here. So for the mashup team facing off against Baby Ghoul. Soph trying to squeeze by on the inside line, does a nice little pirouette, gets through, lead going to the mashup team. Baby Ghoul not far behind, both jammers out, cruising around through. Soph trying to squeeze by on the inside line, calling off the jam. was awarded those 4 points, sneaking through. 1 point awarded to Baby Ghoul, getting in there in time before it gets called off. It's like one of those Lilac blockers not able to get to the track in time. They're going to be down 1 on the track. Lead going to the mashup team. In the meantime, Stranger Danger is that lead jammer for the mashup. Stranger Danger through on that first pass, earning 4 up on the board. Brawley Parton jamming for Lilac does get out on that initial. Both jammers cruise around to get to the pack. Stranger Danger through on the inside line. 4 more points for her up on the board. Brawley Parton in the mix of this pack, trying to fight her way through on that outside. Get some assistance. Only's got 2 to beat, gets swallowed back up. Now fighting, 1 to go. Gets bumped to that inside line. Stranger Danger making her way through the pack one more time there. 4 more on the board. Brawley Parton still fighting hard here in the outside of turn 3. Trying to find some room to get by. Stranger Danger through on the inside line. 4 more points for the mashup team. Brawley Parton 2 to go. Jam does get called off. Looks like we have 2 points that were awarded to Lilac for Brawley Parton's hard-fought attempt to get through the pack there. 16 points on the jam for Stranger Danger. Kazam here for the mashup team, facing off against Generation Rex of Lilac City. Rex trying to fight the inside line, tiptoes the outside, doesn't quite get by, is going to attempt her way through. Kazam in the meantime in the back half of this pack trying to fight through. Those Lilac blockers doing a nice job slowing her down. Kazam manages to sneak by in between the cracks. Lead going to the mashup. Generation Rex with 2 to beat in the front of this pack. Fights her way through, does get out. Both jammers out. Kazam now through on the outside line, earning 4. Generation Rex now in the mix of the pack. Screams by on that inside line. 4 points awarded as well as the jam gets called. 32-10 in favor of the mashup team here. 25 minutes still up on the board. Next jam underway here. Looks like Salmonella for the mashup team gets by on the outside line first. Baby Ghoul fighting her way to get through this pack here. 2 to beat on the inside, gets hit down, back up again. Big hit there towards the inside line. Does get her to the out of bounds. She will be recycled. In the meantime, Salmonella getting through that pack. 4 on the board. Baby Ghoul, big hit, does get by there. Salmonella on that inside line gets through. And Jam gets called off there. 8 points on the board for the mashup team. Next jam getting underway. There is going to be 1 blocker in the box. Excuse me, 2 blockers in the box for the mashup team. Looks like Soph does get through first for the mashup. Lead going to her right on her tail, though. is going to be Brawley Parton. Both jammers to the pack. Soph by on that inside line, tiptoeing it, does get her through. Calling off the jam after earning those 4. Looks like 2 points were awarded to Brawley Parton on her attempt before she got hit to that outside line. Next jam underway. Got Generation Rex for your Lilac City facing off against Stranger Danger on the mashup team. Stranger getting by on the inside line after being helped through. Lead going to the mashup team. Generation Rex getting by on the inside line, does get her through. Directional call given to one of those mashup blockers. 3 on the track now for the mashup team. Stranger Danger hit to the inside line, being recycled. Generation Rex by on the outside line. Nice, clean 4 points there. Directional call, penalty given to one of those. It's directional. Next jam is going to start with 2 blockers in the box for the mashup team. Both of those blockers given directional penalties, meaning that our mashup team out here is going to have 2 in the box to start this next one. Lilac is going to have the full squad of 4 blockers out there. Baby Ghoul is going to be jamming for the Yetis on this one. Kazam for the mashup team. Baby Ghoul splits between those 2 blockers, lead going to Lilac's Yetis. Kazam for the mashup team does get by on the outside line. Baby Ghoul to the pack. Dips the outside line once, dips it twice. Almost holds that outside line, is going to get recycled. Back on the track now. Kazam trying to get by on the inside line. Baby Ghoul with some speed gets through the pack there. 4 on the board. Kazam getting through. Looks like on that initial pass. Baby Ghoul getting to the pack first. Dips under on that inside line. Gets hit out. Now calling off the jam from the inside. Looks like 4 points awarded to Lilac City. Yetis putting some numbers up on the board there. 23 to 46 in favor, or 27 to 50, excuse me, in favor of the mashup team for the moment. A lot of game to go here. Next jam, we got Brawley Parton facing off against Salmonella. Salmonella working the inside portion. Brawley trying to work the outside. Brawley swoops around to the inside, gets up that inside line. Lead going to the Yetis. Salmonella also threw on that initial pass. A little bit of time here for Brawley Parton to try and get through. Salmonella sneaks by on the inside line. 4 on the board for the mashup team. Brawley Parton threw on that outside line after fighting her way through. 4 on the board for the Yetis. Both jammers getting to the back of this pack. Looks like Brawley Parton trying to take that outside line. Salmonella sneaking her way through, diving, eventually getting to the outside, getting through. Both jammers through. Pass for pass right now happening between these 2 jammers, both fighting their way to get through. Brawley Parton deciding to just keep this jam running. Salmonella does get hit to the inside. Jam is now being called off by Brawley Parton after receiving those 4 points. Next jam underway, Generation Rex for the Yetis facing off against Soph for the mashup team. Soph does get through first. Both jammers almost out at the same time, though. Both cruising around to get to this pack again. Soph cruising on in nice and slow. Does get held up by those blockers. Generation Rex through on that outside line. Does earn a full 4. It's like no points awarded to Soph. Soph calling it off from her knees there, realizing that she was going to be losing out on scoring points on the jam. Next jam out here, Baby Ghoul facing off against Stranger Danger. Danger on the outside line does make her way through. Yetis with only 2 blockers on the track right now, trying to help out their teammate Baby Ghoul get through. Ghoul getting held up, though, as these blockers are really trying to hold her down. Stranger Danger back to the pack again. An additional blocker now added for the Yetis, trying to hold down Stranger. Baby Ghoul does get by on that initial pass here. Kilodendron doing a nice job holding down Stranger Danger here in the front. Finally falls over, but did a very nice job holding up, wasting a lot of Stranger Danger's time. Giving Baby Ghoul plenty of time to run around this track and get to the pack again. Baby Ghoul now through 4 points on the board. 4 points as well for Stranger Danger. Stranger Danger with lead given to her. Looks like it's going to call off that jam. Baby Ghoul trying to get by on the inside, attempting that jump. Didn't quite get there. That does it for that jam. I'd like to give a big shout out to one of our sponsors, Spokane Electrolysis, specializing in the only FDA-approved permanent hair removal method. It is the place to go for all your hair removal needs. Visit SpokaneElectrolysis.com to book your appointment. Mashup team's Kazam gets through as lead jammer on this one, facing off against Brawley Parton. Brawley Parton trying to fight her way through towards the outside line. Had one to beat, does get hit down. Back up on her feet and running towards the outside line. Does dip the outside out on that initial. In the meantime, Kazam gets by. 4 on the board. Now calling off that jam. Next jam here has got Generation Rex facing off against Salmonella. Salmonella by on that inside line after a nice, good, solid hit. Rex not far behind, though. Both jammers out on the initial. Pat getting set up on that first corner. Salmonella getting stopped up towards that inside line. Does manage to get by after some tiptoeing. Generation Rex on the outside trying to fight through. Get some help towards the end, though. Very nice sweep there. Gets her through. 4 on the board for both teams. Salmonella making her way to the pack. Cruises by on the outside line. Calling off the jam. Earning 4. 8 on the jam for her. This jam has Soph for the mashup team facing off against Baby Ghoul for the Yetis. Soph trying to get by the inside line. Baby Ghoul fighting her way back and forth. Zip in and out and in and out. Lead going to Baby Ghoul as she makes it out first. Soph fighting her way through. Finally gets by on the inside line. Baby Ghoul getting to that pack first, trying to fight through on the outside, does get hit down. Back up again on that outside, tiptoe in the line. Hit down again, nice big hit there. Soph with some very nice balancing skills there. Tiptoes that inside line. Jam now getting called off after Baby Ghoul also earns those 4 points. Gets us set up for the next jam. Would like to give a shout out to Chaz Health. Our goal is to remove barriers to care and provide high quality, evidence-based care in a place that is convenient in your neighborhood. We believe everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect, regardless of their situation. Hijinks jamming for the first time here for the Yetis. Gonna try to fight her way through, facing off against Stranger Danger of the mashup team. Stranger does get through first. Hijinks not far behind those. Both jammers now out. Stranger Danger getting to that pack now. Her teammates starting to help and try to give her a screen. Stranger a bye on that inside line. Hijinks now to the pack, trying to fight that outside line. Getting bumped around, seeing the line to try to come to the in. Fighting her way, trying to tiptoe that inside, does get held up. Getting some help there, almost to the out. Nice job of recycling and waterfalling up to try and hold Hijinks back. She does manage to get through. Stranger Danger fought her way through as well. Both jammers having a little chit chat on the track here as they come around to the pack. Stranger Danger on the outside line does manage to get by. Hijinks following right behind, does the same. Stranger Danger to the pack first. Cruises by on the inside. Jam called off. Looks like 4 points awarded to Stranger. 2 points awarded to Hijinks, though, getting in there before the end of the jam gets called off. And, of course, if you're listening to me here on the interwebs, make sure that you follow Lilac City Roller Derby on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for great content and information for upcoming events outside of this one. And additional info is available on the website, lilaccityrollerderby.com. Next jam underway out here, Kazam for the mashup team does have lead. Generation Rex fights her way through to get out on that initial. Kazam hit to that outside line, recycling her in the middle of this pack. Hits trying to come through to slow her down. Generation Rex on the inside does sneak by. Both jammers earning 4 for this pass. Kazam with about a half a track of lead. Coming into the pack again for this pass. Kazam trying to get by on the outside line. Hit to the out. Calls off the jam. 1 point awarded to Generation Rex. Sneaking by on the inside there. 3 points awarded to Kazam. Baby Ghoul for the Yetis on this one, facing off against Salmonella. Salmonella is going to take the initial on that inside line. Baby Ghoul not far behind, though. Hits a blocker down and gets through. Lead going to Lilac. Salmonella out on that initial as well. Baby Ghoul trying to get by on the inside line, tiptoeing, still walking, pirouettes, gets by. Unfortunately, does get a cut track penalty for Baby Ghoul, making this a power jam now for the mashup team. Lead jammer has gone to the box, so this one will go the full 2 minutes. Salmonella now into the mix of this pack, rolling by on that inside line, 4 on the board. Pat getting set up on this apex here as this jammer comes into the pack. Big push on the inside line. Doesn't get her through. Second wave of contact does manage to get Salmonella through. Baby Ghoul released from the box and not noticed. Screams through that pack, getting out. Salmonella by on the outside line there. Pack realizing that Baby Ghoul's out on the track, bumps her to the inside line, does get her back up on her feet now. It's got, looks like 3 to beat, starting to get swamped up again. Salmonella fighting her way in between those blockers, gets through 4 more on the board. Baby Ghoul makes her way through 4 on the board for the Yetis. Salmonella to the pack again. Gets some help by on the inside. Baby Ghoul doesn't even slow down as she just cruises through the pack. Jam finally gets called off after those full 2 minutes on that one. Looks like 23 points on the jam for Salmonella. 8 points on that jam for Baby Ghoul. Looks like now we have an official review being called by Loco for the Yetis. Like to thank me, Rambo, Miranda O'Callaghan, Century 21 Real Estate. She is a fierce roller derby skater by night, but by day, she's an even more fierce real estate agent. If you're in the market to buy or sell any real estate, she's the one you want on your team. Send her an email at homewithmiranda@gmail.com for all your realtor needs. Miranda O'Callaghan is the official realtor of Lilac City Roller Derby. All right, looks like the official review is over. Jam game is back on. Jam underway. Brawley Parton facing off against Soph. Soph manages to get by first. Brawley Parton cruising through the pack here. Both jammers out on that initial. Soph with the lead at the moment. Soph cruising by on the inside line. Does get bumped. Does call it off from her stomach after earning those 4 points. Next jam out here on the track has got Generation Rex facing off against Stranger Danger. Rex trying to sprint up that inside line. Gets bumped out by one person. Does manage to get back up. Trying to fight that in. Stranger Danger in the meantime does get by first for this mashup team. Rex getting held on that outside line. Does get by there. Now out on that initial pass. Stranger Danger towards the outside line. Has a nice big screen there. Gets her through. 4 on the board. Jam getting called off before Generation Rex could get into the pack. Kazam for the mashup team facing off against Baby Ghoul, number 509 of the Yetis. Kazam starting on the out, fights to the in, dips the in, lead going to the mashup. Baby Ghoul fights her way through, does get out on that initial. Kazam now back to the pack, earning some points here, trying to skate up the inside line, gets on her toes, tiptoes it. Earning 4, calling off the jam. Under 5 minutes left in this first half. 145 for the mashup team, 84 for the Lilac City Yetis. Salmonella on this one, facing off against Brawley Parton. Looks like Salmonella getting by on the outside line. Brawley Parton still fighting, trying to get through on that initial, trying to get some help here. Going towards that outside line. Bumps to the in, does get her through. Nice big hit on that outside, does get Salmonella hit to the out. Back up on the track and through. Jam now getting called off just before Brawley Parton could get there. Looks like Brawley Parton did manage to sneak in 2 points. Generation Rex here for the Yetis, trying to push through on the inside line. Sees Soph going on the outside. Decides to follow suit. Soph does get lead, but they both are out at the same time here. Soph trying to take that outside line. Rex heading towards that in before the jam gets called off. It's like all 4 awarded to the mashup, 2 awarded to the Yetis. Timeout is being called on the track. If you're listening out there and you are interested in trying to join roller derby and play this amazing sport, Lilac City Roller Derby is looking for new members. We offer a training program for any person of all skills. No skating experience is necessary. We are open to people of all ages, at least over 18, of course. Orientations are coming up July 14th. 14th already happened, so July 18th. Visit our Facebook, Instagram, or website for more details. We want you on our team. Looks like some penalties had occurred in the in-between of that last jam. Power start here for Baby Ghoul and the Yetis. Yetis with 3 blockers out there trying to help Baby Ghoul through. All 4 blockers for the mashup team trying to hold Baby Ghoul off. Baby Ghoul in the mix here is trying to crunch her way through. Seeing the help, trying to get there. Sneaks by on that inside, lead going to Lilac. Yetis here. Baby Ghoul now getting to the pack. Sneaks by on the inside line with some nice speed. 4 on the board. Power jam is done here as Soph was returned to the pack. Returned to the track from the box. Baby Ghoul trying to scream by on the outside line. Does get slowed down and hit to the ground. Recycling her. Soph now through on that initial after being released from the box. Baby Ghoul calling off the jam now. Locomotive of the Yetis is calling another official review. Won the first one. Calling a second one here just before the end of this first half. All right, official review is done. Looks like Lilac did not win whatever they were challenging. I'm not exactly sure there, but jam back underway. Brawley Parton trying to get by on the inside line. Got some momentum. Is through. Lead going to the Yetis. Not far behind, though, is Kazam. Both jammers out. Racing to get to this pack again. Kazam does get through first. Putting 4 on the board. Brawley Parton fighting through this pack, trying to get by. By on the outside line for Brawley Parton. Kazam by as well towards that inside line, putting 4 more on the board. Brawley Parton getting by on the outside, calling off the jam. And that is going to bring us into halftime. Score at half is going to be $165 the mashup, 103 for the Lilac City Yetis. Don't leave your computer screen just yet. We are going to have some medieval mashup battles out here in the middle of the track. So please stick around.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so if you want to be in the middle, yeah. You're welcome. That's I'm really. This is the first time I've enjoyed camping. Don't tell. Don't say that. Every time they've thrown me in, I've had to jam against like boards or dockyard, and it's like a never-ending hell loop of reforming walls. So I am emailing a thing to Aaron. I am sending you attachment 10 halftime. No, I'm sending it to LCRD marketing half. I'm going to put an image here and I'm going to send it to you. And now you have an image for the halftime, actual size, sent coming to your inbox.
All right, halftime is wrapping up here. Both teams on the track, officials getting set up and ready to go. Second half about to get underway of game 1 for today. The mashup team currently in the lead, 165 to the Lilac City Yetis team at 103. Lilac City coming out of halftime, talking back and forth amongst themselves about trying to work as a unit, trying to make sure that they catch these jammers as they come into these packs. Holding those lines is what they're really trying to hone in on for this second half here. All right, first jam underway of the second half. Generation Rex facing off against Champagne. Looks like Champagne is given a penalty, sending her to the box, making this a power jam for Generation Rex. Rex needing to get by, does so on the inside there, lead going to the Yetis. Rex now to the pack again. Nice offensive help. Gets Rex by on the inside. One to beat there. Holds her down. Absorbs her back into the pack. Now trying to get to the outside. That same person does not hold her on the outside. 4 on the board for Rex. Champagne release from the penalty box for the mashup team. Rex getting to the pack. Calling off the jam. Jam underway, 5:09. Baby Ghoul facing off against Salmonella of the mashup team. Salmonella getting through first. Lead going to the mashup team. Baby Ghoul trying to fight on that outside line, gets some help, still does not manage to get by. Salmonella fighting through, does put 4 on the board. Penalty given to one of those Yeti blockers, sending her to the box. Or, excuse me, the mashup jammer blockers to the box. Baby Ghoul now out on that initial pass. Salmonella working her way. 1 to beat there. Does get through. Calls off the jam. Earning 8 up for herself for the mashup team on that one. Next jam out here on the track, Brawley Parton facing off against Soph. Brawley Parton starting on that inside line, trying to decide, tiptoeing, trying to find that line. Soph getting by on the inside there after a big collision. Lead going to the mashup team. Brawley Parton tiptoeing back and forth, trying to do some lateral movement, giving herself some space. 1 to beat on the inside. Nice offensive help. Gets her through. Forearm given to one of those blockers that helped her on her way by. Soph, in the meantime, also earning those 4. Both jammers now getting to the pack together. Brawley trying to fight the inside line. Big hits. Puts her down. Soph on the outside line earning, looks like 3 points. And jam getting called off there. Next jam underway. We've got Kilodendron jamming her first jam for the game, facing off against Kazam. Kazam trying to timidly get by on that inside line, does not manage to get through. Kilodendron, lead jammer for the Yetis. Both jammers out on those initial pass here. Kilodendron to the pack first with some speed. Big hit towards the inside, falls down, back up. Kazam in the meantime cruises on by. Kilodendron with one to beat, holds that line, does get by. Down and back up, still's got one to beat, does fall there. Does put 4 on the board. Kazam in the mix of this pack here after cruising her way around. Does get through on her butt. Back up and cruising. Kilodendron on the inside line. Skates on by. 4 on the board. Kazam still cruising around as well. No pack being called. Pack being reset there. Not many blockers out here on the track. 2 for each team. A lot of those blockers going to the box. Kilodendron does fight her way by. Putting more points on the board. Kazam finally being recycled back on the track here. Has got 2 blockers to deal with for this mashup team. Kilodendron, all 4 of them, gets bumped to the outside line, hit out, back up. Kazam also hit out of bounds. Looks like we have both teams with the full pack out here on the track. Kazam now through, putting 4 more on the board. Kilodendron fighting, pushing to try and get through this pack. Jam does get called off. Three more points there for Kilodendron. 15 for the jam. Mashup only earning 10 on the jam. Lilac starting to fight their way back to this 122 to 190 for the mashup. Generation Rex here facing off against Salmonella. Rex and Salmonella hip to hip before deciding which way they wanted to fight through. Looks like Salmonella does get through first, lead going to the mashup team. Generation Rex trying to find that line. Frog Siren doing a nice job keeping contact, slowing Rex down. 4 on the board now for Salmonella as she makes her way through the pack. Salmonella now to the pack again on the outside line, goes through untouched. 4 more on the board. Rex now through after taking that star off the helmet. Gonna slip that back on here as they cruise around. Salmonella getting to the pack again, looking for that outside line, does get it, and calling it now. $12 on the jam there for Salmonella. Looks like timeout has been called by Lilac's Yetis team here. Looks like they had a little confusion with the pack, making sure they have everybody out on there on that track. All right, timeout is over. Jam is back underway here. Baby Ghoul for the Yetis facing off against Soph for the mashup. Looks like Soph weaving her way through first for the mashup team. Baby Ghoul looks like has got one to beat. Trying to fight, does cruise through on the outside. Now out on that initial. Soph back to the pack. Tries to cruise by on the outside line. Does get hit out and recycled. Back on here as Baby Ghoul now right behind Soph. Both jammers earning 4 as the jam gets called. Brawley Parton on this one for the Yetis, facing off against Kazam for the mashup team. Both jammers currently on that inside line trying to fight their way through. Brawley Parton does so first. Lee going to the Yetis. Brawley Parton trying to get by on the inside line. Kazam as well. Both jammers getting through, both earning 4. Brawley Parton being told to continue the jam. Looks like Kazam does make her way through first, putting 4 on the board. Brawley Parton now starting to get held up here by these mashup blockers. Almost through on the inside line. Does get hit out of bounds. Ooh, but it looks like a cut track penalty to Brawley Parton does occur. She did not roll all the way out of bounds when trying to enter from the back of the pack after getting hit to that inside line. Means this is a power jam for Kazam now for the mashup as Kazam makes it through. Putting 4 more on the board on that one. Kazam getting to that inside line, seeing the help coming for her, and does get through. Cut track of penalty does occur for Kazam. Does not quite keep her toes inside the lines. Does step out of bounds on that pass, sending Kazam to the penalty box. Power jam now for the Yetis. Brawley Parton making her way through after being released from the box, putting 4 on the board just in time. Locomotive now calling another official review. First one for the second half on that last jam, seeing if he can overturn something. I'd like to give some shout outs to some of our sponsors here. Chaz Health, our goal is to remove barriers to care and provide high quality evidence-based care in a place that is convenient in your neighborhood. We believe everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect regardless of their situation. Also like to thank Miranda O'Callahan, Century 21 Real Estate. Mirambo is a fierce roller derby skater by night, but by day, she's an even more fierce real estate agent. If you're in the market to buy or sell any real estate, she's the one you want on your team. Send her an email at homewithmiranda@gmail.com for all your realtor needs. Mirambo is the official realtor of Lilac City Roller Derby. Also, shout out here to Spokane Electrolysis. They are specializing in the only FDA-approved permanent hair removal method, Spokane Electrolysis is the place to go for all your hair removal needs. Visit them at SpokaneElectrolysis.com to book your appointment today. It is a safe and inclusive space for all your hair removal needs. They treat all clients with dignity and respect on all hair removal journeys. And of course, I'm sure you're here because you want to watch the Sabotage bout coming up. We're going to be having a lot of fun, a lot of different things to do to mess with those skaters for Game 2. Please stick around. If you want to know of other silly and wacky and entertaining things that Lilac City's putting on, make sure you follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for, again, that great content and information on upcoming events and potential sponsorships. Any amount of roller derby for Lilac that is happening, you will find out from those places. If you need any additional information, you can always find that on our website at lilaccityrollerderby.com. Rex with a power start here for Lilac City. Jam underway here. Looks like penalty given to that opposing jammer off of that official review means that it is a power jam now for Generation Rex. Rex getting to the pack, has got one to beat, does try to get by on the inside, dips, and does get through 4 on the board. Rex cruising her way around the track here. Getting back to the pack again. Looks like she sees some help on the inside, decides to try to go for that. Dips to the outside, doesn't see help there. Dips to the end, trying to get by. 1 to beat, does so. 4 more on the board. It's like Kazam has now been released from the penalty box. Kazam still needs to get through on the initial to start earning some points. Rex deciding to play slow and steady as they both come into the pack here. Rex dipping inside, outside, trying to find a line. Kazam by on that inside line. Generation Rex now calling off the jam after getting bumped to the end. 4 more on the board. 12 for the jam for the Yetis. Oh, excuse me, only 3 or 4? I would assume 4, but it might have only been 3. Next jam underway here. Looks like we've got Kilodendron back out on the track jamming, facing off against Champagne. Kilodendron by on that inside line, does get lead for the Yetis. Champagne out on that initial as well. Both jammers on their way around. Kilodendron getting to this pack. Cruising on the outside with some speed. Tries to dip to the in. Has 4 to beat. Hits her way through. Does get by. 4 on the board for the Yetis. Champagne getting hit to the inside. Kilodendron now getting by as well. 4 on the board there, calling off the jam. Lots of blockers heading to the box. Looks like we have 3 blockers for the mashup team in the penalty box at the moment. Timeout now being called here by Loco, trying to set up for this next jam, having one opposing blocker on the track for the start of this next one. Three blockers again for the mashup team in the box, one standing, two sitting. Salmonella jamming for the mashup team. Baby Ghoul is going to start this next one on the line. Full group of blockers on the track here with Baby Ghoul. Baby Ghoul does manage to get by first, lead going to Lilac. Salmonella getting by right behind her, though. Both jammers cruising around the track to get to the pack. Salmonella screaming by on that inside line, does get through. Baby Ghoul doing the same, doesn't quite do so as fast. Is going to call it off after earning 4, stopping Salmonella from doing any more damage on that scoreboard. Next jam underway, but officials are going to stop the jam. Not quite ready. Official timeout, waiting for looks like waiting for one of the jam refs to get in position. We had a miscount for that last jam. You're good. Next jam underway, Generation Rex facing off against Kazam. Both jammers tied up with each other, trying to find the line. Looks like Kazam does first. Not far behind, though, is Generation Rex as they both cruise out of the pack. On their way around, Kazam not liking the setup there. Calls it off before getting to the pack. Happy to get a reset for the next one. Next jam, going to have Champagne for the mashup team facing off against Brawley Parton. Brawley stepping to the outside, tiptoes, gets by for lead. Brawley Parton getting some coaching there on her way around the corner into the pack. Looks like Champagne does get by on that inside. Brawley Parton with one to beat in. Frog does so, putting 4 on the board. Oh, looks like Brawley Parton was given a cut track penalty, not allowing her to call off the jam, making this a power jam for the mashup team's Champagne, as Champagne back on the track after being recycled to that inside line. Does get some help to get her through, putting 4 on the board. 8 so far on the jam. This is going to be a jam that goes the full 2 minutes. 50 seconds left on the clock as Champagne gets into the mix again. Does get some help, allowing her to get through. 4 more there. Brawley Parton now released from the box, back to the pack. Starting to fight her way, tries to get on the inside line, is not able to do so. Still fighting, tiptoeing, does get hit. Out of bounds, recycling occurring. Champagne still trying to... Looks like cut check penalty given to Brawley Parton. Jam time is now over.
Oh, you're gonna trip him. Come on. You asking for it, Aaron.
So Lilac City calling an official review on the last jam for contesting the cut track penalty that occurred towards the end of that one on that inside line. Lilac keeping their official review from the previous one that they did earlier, meaning they're allowed to still do this second one in the second half. So referees are going to discuss amongst themselves if the cut track penalty did occur, and we'll find out. So, conclusion of the official review is that the cut chalk penalty was rescinded. Jammer for Lilac was released from the penalty box, did not incur a penalty for the cut track on the inside line. Jam's back underway. Generation Rex does get through first and is lead for this jam. Salmonella now also out on that initial pass. Generation Rex by on the inside line, untouched. Cruising quick, calling off the jam. Earning 4. Next jam underway here. Baby Ghoul facing off against Soph. Soph getting hit and Baby Ghoul getting hit to the outside line. Recycling occurred for Soph a little bit quicker, able to get by. Lead going to the mashup team. Baby Ghoul fighting her way back through this pack. Has got 2 to beat left on the inside. Does get bumped to the end. Gonna recycle Baby Ghoul. In the meantime, Soph does get by on that scoring pass, putting 4 on the board. Looks like Baby Ghoul has handed off that star to the pivot. In the meantime, Soph has earned 4 more for her team. Soph back to the pack again. Gets by on the inside untouched. 4 on the board. Bruiser now with star on the helmet for the Yetis is going to try to fight her way through to get out of this pack. Soph, in the meantime, cruises by. 1 more pass there for your mashup team. Soph, 1 more pass, earning 4 more, calling off the jam. 20 on the jam for this Northwest mashup team. Puts them at 266 to Lilac City's 166. Next jam underway here on the track. Kazam does make her way through first, lead going to the mashup team. Brawley Parton not far behind as she is also out on that initial. Kazam getting to that outside line, tries to tiptoe it, calls it off from out of bounds after earning herself. Looks like there was a penalty given towards the end of the jam there. Referees huddling up to discuss if it was a true penalty that had occurred. I'm guessing for Kazam. From across the track here, it's hard to tell if she was all the way out of bounds as she was trying to call that off or if she had stepped back in bounds, which would have incurred her the penalty. So we will see as they are discussing. Could be the case.
I'm on water bottle 2. My throat is getting all raspy already. I'm not even getting excited voice, and it's doing that.
Oh, looks like I managed to predict that correctly. Kazam, at the end of that last jam, did incur a cut track penalty. Jam was called off by the jam referee. Outside pack refs did call a cut track, which does mean that we are going to start this next one with only Lilac's jammer Kilodendron on the track. Kilodendron with a big screen on from the outside does get her through right off the jump. Lead going and power jam running. Kilodendron by on the inside line sees a nice big screen there. 4 on the board. Kilodendron back around to the pack one more time on the track. 1 to beat, big hit there, does knock her down. Kilodendron not. Looks like Kilodendron sent to the penalty box. Kazam, in the meantime, being released from the box, out on that initial pass. Now to start earning some points on that outside is getting held up. Blockers out of standstill. Kazam out of standstill, trying to push and drive her way through. Does squeak by now, putting 4 on the board. Jam going the full 2 minutes here. Kazam to the inside line, does get hit to the in, is going to be recycled. Kilodendron out after being released from the box, has got 2 to beat in the front, does almost push her way through cleanly, does fall down, back up, still with 2 to beat. Now 1 to beat. Kilodendron now making her way through, getting past that last blocker. Kazam trying to get by on the inside, dips to the out. Jam gets called off due to time. Next jam underway has got Salmonella facing off against Hijinks. Hijinks cruising through, getting lead for the Yetis here. Salmonella bumped to the outside, recycled back on the track, bumped to the outside again, back up, still trying to fight her way. Hijinks in the mix. Big hit there to the inside is going to recycle her. Hijinks trying to fight away on the inside line. Hijinks trying to do so towards the inside line as well. Both jammers almost making their way through. Hijinks holding her line. Both jammers with 1 blocker to beat. Salmonella getting by. Hijinks now getting by as well. Hijinks now going to call off the jam. Next jam underway. Brawley Parton facing off against Soph. Brawley fighting her way through first. Lee going to her, not far behind, though, is Soph. Jammer on jammer. Fight as they race around. Does get Soph to the pack first before Brawley Parton. Both jammers going to try to fight their way through. Brawley getting by on that outside line. Soph getting hit down by Bruiser. Does going to slow her down on her way through this pack here. Brawley Parton now on that outside line does get by. Calling off the jam now.
He wasn't good enough for her.
Next jam underway. Generation Rex facing off against Kazam. Both jammers trying to decide and find their line. Looks like Kazam gets by on the outside first, lead going to the mashup team. Generation Rex trying to sneak by on that inside tiptoe and doesn't quite do so. Is recycled. Kazam now back to the pack. Following suit behind Rex, getting out now. 4 on the board for Kazam, calling off the jam. Looks like an official timeout is being called. All right, looks like we're getting set up for one of the last few jams, just over a minute 15 in the game. Still on official timeout. Oh. Both teams getting very excited to get the jam going, realizing that the referees are all standing in the middle. Stay tuned. After this game, there will be a juniors matchup going on the track. A little bit of a scrimmage showcasing that we do have juniors derby. They are kids. They are ready to throw down. You'll see them out here shortly. Leading after the scrimmage for the juniors is going to be our main event, which is that sabotage bout. I, Ramon, I'm going to be on one of those teams skating around out here, being told that I did something wrong because somebody paid money to say I did something wrong. It's going to be all kinds of mishmash and all kinds of silly things on this lineup. Straight up $5 to hand out a penalty, $5 to get somebody out of the penalty box, $5 to remove a pivot, $15 to establish the leader, giving out penalties to the jammers. All kinds of just silly, wacky, switcheroo, roller discos, zombies, giddy-ups. Giddy-up involving pool noodles being held by the gym. Blockers on the pack. That's going to be the following game after the juniors, which is next. Back on the track as the jams are underway here. It looks like we've got Stevie Hits is in charge of the jam for the mashup team. Both jammers out on those initial passes. Stevie earning points. Or Stevie hits earning some points, excuse me. Big hit occurring to the inside, hitting down Baby Ghoul. Baby Ghoul staying down. Only on a knee at the moment.
Right?
All right. With that pause at the end of the game for the injury that did result in the game clock expiring, which means game is over. Mashup team does win this one 306 to Lilac City. I believe it's 194. Yes, 194. Again, stick around to this live stream. After this game, there will be a juniors game scrimmage, so to speak. Compilation of juniors playing and showcasing all of their skills. After the juniors will be the sabotage bout. Lilac against Lilac of purple versus white. All the chaos and mayhem that can be issued will be issued. People paying for penalties, forcing us to skate backwards, forcing us to start on our stomachs. You name it, it's going to happen. Again, please stay tuned.